Hey friends, welcome back. It is time to do our budget for October. Now I skipped September because I actually filmed a video and somehow the file got corrupted or something, which is super annoying when that happens, but it does happen. So I'm going to show you my October budget stickers that I made. These are available on my Etsy store called Jubilee Papergoods. So we have washi A, washi B, washi C, washi D. Then here is the actual budget kit, and that's what we're going to be using today. Sinking funds, I do use this one. I don't usually film it, but I do use this one because we have a bunch of sinking funds that we use. If you don't know what a sinking fund is, just ask me a question in the comment below and I will explain it to you. I use this one as well because I do have variable income with my Plexus business and Etsy and different, sometimes I shipped shop for Meyer. Transaction log, I do use this one as well. Here is the debt snowball, and if you don't know what the debt snowball is, we follow Dave Ramsey's budgeting plan, and thankfully we are debt free except for our house, so I don't need that one anymore. And then the weekly checkup, and I do use this as well because it's always good to do a weekly checkup on your budget to see where you're at. So let's get right into October. I am using my Deluxe monthly Erin Condren planner. This is where I haven't done the stickers yet, but this is like our budget meeting. Jason and I have a budget meeting and I will take notes during that. I usually cover this up and then I just write myself little notes that I want to remember for financial things for October. So I know that Journey needs boots coming up, so that's a little bit pricier of an item that wouldn't necessarily be in our regular budget. And I really need to start a beauty sinking fund. This is for stuff like, I buy very expensive hair products for the girls. Sometimes I get, like I buy my stuff in bulk, and so I could easily spend $50, $60 on my shampoo and conditioner at one time. And so I really need to start a fund for that so that I'm saving a little bit each month, and so it's not such a drain on the other budget categories during regular months. So here's October. This is where I keep where the bills are due and stuff. And then this very first page is where I set up our budget. All right, so I like to put this at the very top. This would be considered like a thick washi. Okay, and as you can tell, it's hard to talk and like do something at the same time, but you get the idea. And I know that this is totally unnecessary, but if it's cute, I will do it. So whatever you gotta do to keep yourself like interested in your budget, do it. I think that's where like the idea of like fun money comes in and that sort of thing. Whatever you can do to keep yourself like excited. So for income, we have Jason's salary, and then I like to leave one miscellaneous category for him. And that's like if he does weddings or sadly funerals or anything like that, or if he gets a bonus or something, it's nice to have an extra space. Then we will do our expenses. I was just really feeling the blue for October. I found this and I loved it. So then I will put the totals at the end when I am finished. All right, so now it's time to write in the categories. We use a digital app as well. I like Dave Ramsey's Every Dollar. I always just use the free version. It's totally fine. Let me see if I can zoom in or if that's gonna be too close. No, that might be fine. Okay, So we are just gonna start at the top. Again, I'm not gonna share Jason's salary because he's not comfortable with that. So I will write that in later. And I really do not like my handwriting, so you'll have to like excuse my handwriting. I would love to have pretty handwriting, and I just don't. It's probably why I like stickers so much, because then I can make it look pretty without my handwriting. So the first thing that we do is we have our tithe. Actually, I lied. The first thing I'm gonna do is write, if I can find it, I'm going to do the lines. Oh, here it is. Okay. I didn't do lines before, but I do really just like the lines, so here we go. And the stickers are made so that they line up perfectly all the way down. All right, it is currently September when I'm filming this, and we are in the middle of a no spend. It's going well, it's getting very tough, but that's how a no spend goes. So I will just say a little thing about tithing. You cannot take, like, traditionally a tithe is a 10% of your income that goes to your local church. You can't figure out our income based on this. It could be, we could be giving less, we could be giving more. This could include my plexus, this could not include my plexus. Like, so that's why I'm comfortable sharing it, because I'll just tell you it is not exactly 10% of our income. So we actually normally right here would go our mortgage, but we refinanced, and so we don't have a mortgage payment for October. And so this is actually going to be savings, which is really exciting because I am saving for a screened-in porch to go off the back of our house. And so this is actually our new mortgage payment. We refinanced to a 20-year. So our mortgage payment did go up, but not by a ton. Like, it was just under $200. And so that's kind of exciting to cut off 10 years of our mortgage, you know, for just under $200 extra a month. But I am pretending like that is our mortgage payment and putting it in savings so that we're used to that amount in our budget. Then we have an investment. And this is always $150. That just comes out automatically. We have an auto transfer that goes directly into savings. This happens on the 15th and the 30th. I just like to make myself a little note of that. Then we have our cell phones, which I would love for this to be lower, and I would like to check into another. We have Verizon. We've always been super happy with Verizon. Like, wherever we have lived, it has worked perfectly. And I'm nervous to like switch, but I'm sure, like where we live now, I'm sure there's something else cheaper. So I don't know. We might play around with that. I'm not sure, because that would be nice to save some money there. Okay, we just got rid of DirecTV because they were dinking around with the channels and such, and we have not been happy with their customer service over the last couple of years. And we have Spectrum for our internet. So we used to pay, we used to pay over $200 for internet and DirecTV. Now we are paying, I don't know the exact number yet, because you know when you switch over, it's like prorated and all that weird stuff for a couple months, but I think it's going to be around $135 for internet and cable. which is awesome because we saved ourselves like $65, which helps out because we increased our mortgage. So that is super exciting. I am very happy about that. And we've been super happy with Spectrum's customer service so far. Like, amazing. They've been fabulous. All right, so I still have a very high number in here for consumers because September has still been warm, but hopefully that won't be, and we turned off our sprinklers, so hopefully that number will not be that much. And then I did increase, and these are just guesses obviously until I get the actual bill, but I did increase our natural gas because we might have to turn the heat on in October. You just never know. Then this is our, oh, actually, no, I always forget and do that. I do sinking funds on a different page, and then I just have a sinking funds total so that the budget works out. So we'll skip that for now. Okay, so gas, this is car gas, and I'm sure everyone's gonna freak out when they see that number, but we live far away from everything, so we drive everywhere, and we definitely use all of this, and sometimes, like if the kids have a lot of activities and stuff, we go over that for sure. I hate spending that much on gas, but I love where we live, so there you go. Our car tags are sinking fund. Oil changes, which really is like oil change / car maintenance, that is a sinking fund. So then next would be our food. I really try to keep it to $600. We're a family of 5. I menu plan a lot. I do month-long grocery shopping, and if I'm really diligent, I can keep it to $600, and that includes household and toiletries. But it's hard, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. It's very hard to keep it to that. Oops, see, did it again. Our doctor fund is not, that's a sinking fund. That is not a bill or anything that we play. Piano lessons. That is always, you know what though? Sometimes it's more because it depends on the amount of Friday, like amount of lessons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that will still be 60. Sometimes it's 75 depending upon if there's an extra lesson in there. And then we have Netflix. I know lots of people griped because Netflix went up to $15.99, and like when it started it used to be like $4.99 or $5.99 or something like that, but I honestly do not care. I think $15.99 is still a steal of a deal for how much we watch Netflix and what you can get, what's available on Netflix. Like, so I don't even care. I would probably pay way more than that, quite honestly. So we have a Compassion International child that we sponsor, which is always $38 a month. We have, that is our Christmas savings, that goes in a sinking fund. I do have I should probably move this to my business account, but I do have a little subscription that I pay for, like to get my graphics and such for my stickers, so that's $9.99 every month. And then I did start a beauty sinking fund. Life insurance is a sinking fund, and auto insurance is a sinking fund. And actually, we just redid our auto insurance and got a much better rate, because I think it was like, I think I was putting like $220 a month, and we've gotten it down to $140 a month. So between the auto savings and the getting rid of DirecTV, we saved enough to make that extra increase in our mortgage payment. So that's just an encouragement to you guys to like shop around and see how you can like make the numbers work You know, like if you need a little more wiggle room for something, you can always try to like get a better deal on a couple of bills, or, you know, shift stuff around. Like, just don't think your budget is concrete, that you can't ever switch anything around, because that is not the case. Okay, so these are all of the things, and then I do put in the sinking fund total, and that's just so that my budget will work out. Like the totals will work out at the bottom. So I like to leave some spaces, and I like to just go right down to the very bottom, and then that way, you can't even see that. Hello. That way I have room if I want to add, like if stuff gets added or whatever, I have room. Okay, so this is what my October budget looks like. So I always put in his salary, and then I just put the actual number, because sometimes it could change depending on, you know, insurance or whatever. So then when I actually pay these bills, I will put what we spent, and then I will do if we're over or under budget here. And that just helps me keep track of, you know, do we have a little bit of extra money? Like really for our electricity, we should keep that money in there, just because that's such a fluctuating number. Same thing with the natural gas. You really should just keep that in there, and, you know, use it for the next month, or save up for the summer months when your air conditioning is more expensive or whatever. Those could actually be sinking funds, those two. It's not how I choose to do it, but you totally could. So the only thing left on this budget sheet is I have some little dollar signs, and sometimes, so like I like to put a little dollar sign by the stuff that I need to take out in cash. And so food is one of those items that I like to take out in cash. And I think for here, piano lessons I always take out in cash. And it's just a good little reminder, you know, that I need to go to the ATM or the bank. I do have a couple sinking funds that I keep envelopes for, but that would actually be on my sinking fund. Like, I will set up the next page as my sinking funds, and I would put that on the next page. So, and then there's some little asterisks, and you could, you know, write yourself a little note down here, whatever. And then just because it's fun, why not? I like to put some little flags down because it's just fun. And I had room on the sticker sheet, so why not? All right, that is our October budget. I hope this was helpful for you. If you would like to get my stickers, just head on over. I will have a link to my shop. And I would love to answer any budgeting questions. I am a nerd. I like to budget. It gives me peace in the month knowing where our money's at and knowing that we have enough money to pay the bills. And I don't find it restrictive. So I really like to do the budget. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one.